Welcome to WindowsWear Live. We're honored and super happy to have two amazing guests today that are joining us all the way from Rome. Nothing less than from the letting us see the facade of the corporate offices of Fendi in Rome. We have Natasha Davies, creative visual merchandising director, and Marco Travasi, worldwide props and pop-up manager at Fendi. Hey guys, how are you?
Hi, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us. We're honored to have you. As I was saying minutes before, Fendi has always been a brand that we look up to when it comes to innovation and craftsmanship, even in the products and the windows, in the pop-ups and interiors and everything. And we're so honored to have you. Natasha and Marco have asked me to share a video with you, with all of you before we start. And I'm gonna do it right now. Wow. Amazing.
Well, we thought we had that. So we had a video just done recently, as we all need to be creating content right now. And we just did the Peekaboo Bar. One of the last stops was in Rome. So also they wanted to be able to share this with everyone. So they created that video. So we were like, okay, this would be great for today.
Amazing. Give me 1 second to. In the meantime, Natasha and Marco, would you guys mind letting us know a little bit about the where the Peekaboo concept comes from? Because I don't know many people know about it.
Sure. Well, thank you for inviting us, first of all, to join you today in New York. We really miss New York, so hi to everyone and to everybody else who's joining. So the Peekaboo Bar, the Peekaboo is one of the most iconic products of Fendi. I think you might have seen some of their campaigns in the past. It's also something that represents the biggest amount of craftsmanship, but also it's very much Fendi's very much about family, and there's been quite a lot of campaigns that have been about with the Kardashians, with Sylvia Fendi and her daughters. So it's been very much about mothers and daughters, and it's about something that you pass down. So it's like a treasured family item that you pass down. And this story about it is really, really beautiful. But also a thing that I've really, recognized about Fendi is it's also really about fun. When we had this project come up, that was about the Peekaboo, but it's all the different elements you can put on it and personalize it. We just felt like it had to be something that was super fun, that you could engage with. We all love a bar. I know we probably haven't been to a bar for a while. We've probably made our own cocktail bars at home, and different versions of it. But we love the idea of, also I think, in retail now, you want to be able to experience something. So you want to be able to come up, put something together yourself, create something together yourself, and it feel a bit fun. And so the idea really started off as this like gorgeous, glamorous bar that you can come up to, and you can create your own peekaboo. So this was some of the first inspiration that we had. We also love the idea. I mean, okay, it's sunset now, but something that's really important to Sylvia Fendi as well is like light. So we love this idea as well of like the light from the handles of the Peekaboo, but also the light that you get in a bar and the reflection and all of this. Well, actually, this time last year.
Yes, exactly 1 year ago.
This time last year, we actually had a project with Harrods, so okay, let me talk about the product a bit first. So this was the selection of the product, there are made. So there's the actual Peekaboo that's in leather, it's in vernis, and it's in lizard and crocodile, and it's in these amazing bright pop colors. And then so you can have the bag, and then you can have the case, which is what we call the defender case. So it's like this. So it's like a case that covers your bag and defends your bag from like all the elements, even though some of the cases are like satin. And you can also have the case embroidered with your name or your initials, and then you're able to pick a whole selection of handles from like lacquer to gorgeous glass to all sorts of different handles. And then you have your strap, and the strap's always been something that's very iconic for Fendi, and the straps and the whole Strap You project that the teams had done a while ago. So this was the product selection, and as I said, we just really wanted to bring some fun to it. And then this was, I let Marco just talk a bit about our first collaboration.
So this was 1 year ago. We started the project in Harrods, London, and we collaborate with Joshua Vides. It's an American artist that now is part of our second collaboration. And as you can see, the idea was to keep a complete neutral atmosphere to pop up with these multicolor shapes. So we started from here. This is part of the inspiration that then gave us the opportunity to make an evolution of the project, to make something more Fendi and more iconic for our store. So we transformed the projects, but the offer was so amazing that's why we share it to the other zones. So if you want to go, yes. So this is the first Peekaboo Bar of the iconic. So imagine we are in a Ginza 6 in Tokyo. We dedicate the window, and it was a big success. It was December of 19. So during Christmas
Seems like
period,
a world ago now, doesn't it?
Just a few months ago, yes. And of course, I mean, the concept was about our icon, the Peekaboo, and also our color, like the yellow. So as our background, so this the Fendi yellow became our concept, and we developed this curtain. So we produce our curtain, and yeah, I mean, became the background and the setup for all the rollout that we will see.
But I think we also, we loved Harrods. That was black and white, and with Joshua Vides, which the collection actually dropped last night. And we are going now to set up the windows tonight. But we really needed to make it iconic. And I think one of the most iconic things of our brand has been the Fendi yellow. And I always felt that it was something that we haven't really shared so much. Like we've shared a lot of the FF has been something that I think you've probably seen a lot. We had all the things with the straps, but I never felt that the Fendi yellow it felt like it was so iconic. It really represents Rome and the light of Rome. So we were like, this could be an amazing project to have the Fendi yellow, and also then we knew that it was going to go to so many different locations, some old stores, some new stores, it's always like, so we felt like at least if we create this beautiful curtain, it's in this new environment, it's in a fresh environment, so whatever the environment of the store, this will really stand out.
Yes, so here we are inside Ginza. So as you can see, all the background of the store is covered with a curtain, and I think was quite smart as a solution, because the curtain is easy to set up, and also at the same time very high class, very high end. I mean, as our brand. So, and you see there is this bar. So we remove all the fixture on this room. We put the bar, because the idea was to invite clients and have sitting with your friend, with your wife, anyone, and have in front of you the sales assistant that will collect your favorite color matching with the offer that we saw before. And to me, like an Italian, for me was like an espresso. So this was a kind of made to order, but it's an espresso made to order, because when you come out from the store, you got your Peekaboo, and you choose your Peekaboo. So you style your Peekaboo at the bar. So that's why we push this idea of the Peekaboo Bar. That's the concept.
And then, yeah, and then we took over Windows as well. And then actually this one in Beijing SKP was the first thing that we did since lockdown. So, I mean, we'd worked on the project a long time before, but there was something that was really uplifting. It just, you know, we'd worked on, as I said, Ginza 6 in 2019. But this was literally the first project that was installed. Also, of course, since China came out of lockdown. And it was just, we took over the whole of the front of the store, totally transformed the store. But also just sometimes, I don't know, things are fortuitous. And it was like, it just felt like the right sunshine moment that you wanted to talk about. And also it's an iconic product and something that you'd have forever. And I feel like now is definitely, I feel like people kind of want to experience things or be with a brand with something that is like an item that you would have forever and is timeless. So but also it was like fun and uplifting. So we felt really super happy about this being the first one that came out for since lockdown for Beijing SKP.
So yes, we were inside. We did a two counter in this location, and as Natasha said, after the lockdown, I think that the customer feels safe to know that they can be invited, they can enjoy this experience, but without be on a crowded store. So they fixed the appointment. Our sales assistant did a great job, and I mean, apparently that we have a very big success, even in terms of result, that we were very surprised, because everybody, I mean, we were waiting what was happened after. So I think that this presentation show us part of our design, but also what we want to share is a positivity message through the retail, but through also the customer and all to our follower, of course. So yeah, I mean, all the sales assistants were very important for us, because it was a kind of customer relation to be invited, even in that moment that was quite intense for all of them. Yeah, so we are still in SKP. Then we have Shanghai, I think. Yeah.
And this was, I mean, this as well was, we took over the whole ground floor of Shanghai IFC, which is a really quite a new store. But then also we had the windows in that went with the summer collection, which was the whole Solar Dream collection. So happy that the whole thing works so well together, because also at the same time we didn't want to have to take out existing windows to showcase this, but it really felt like it. But what was cool is it, with this idea with the curtain, also made it feel like a whole new store on the ground floor and inviting for customers. And then just, I think some of the like the detailing, I mean, that's something, just going back to that picture of the props, I think that's been something that Marco works on as well. But we realize how important it is to really share the details. So we created like special props for all the straps, for all the handles, even props for everything that then went back of house behind the bar. So it was literally like, you know, it was like the cocktail person has all their bits and their bar and everything behind there. We created everything as well, so that the back of house was really easy to serve as well, with special props and special handles for everything. And then also we had all the samples of the embroidery as well. I think just in the next page.
I think, yeah, this is in the next. Yes.
Yeah.
So as you see here, we have different handles with a different material. So that was the interesting things for our customer, was to build his bags during the experience.
And then I mean, it's been the sort of like been like the thing for the reopening. So then we then had our CEO asked us to do the Peekaboo Bar for when we opened Rome Palazzo, which was at the beginning of June. And so originally it was going to be away in our VIC area, and it was going to be something that was filmed, and that's where that film came from. That was then, they were going to have like a digital appointment with top clients, so that they could have a virtual appointment in our VIC room. But then he really felt that it should be something that should be open and there for all our customers. So we built it on the ground floor of Palazzo for the reopening after lockdown in Italy. So it's been really great to be in our flagship store. And yeah, and then this last photo was also we did a special facade for when we reopened Palazzo, which was all real flowers. So really it like, as we've been gone, the store had been growing, so we did the whole facade with beautiful yellow flowers, going back to our icons, going back to beautiful flowers from Rome, and then we had the Peekaboo Bar inside. So that's how many projects have we done in Peekaboo Bar?
We did probably already 30 store.
Wow.
Through Japan and China. This is just a quick selection for you, but yeah, it's the beginning. I think we will spread also to other store, and yeah, we are exciting because it's our icon, and we need to support our icon.
I'll be coming to New York next year.
Perfect. We'll be very happy. We have a few questions on Instagram, and I'm sure here through the chat, Marco and Natasha, you guys are open to it. And one of the first questions is if you guys have an update, and maybe, I don't know if you know this, but you guys have an update on what's the situation in your stores in Europe. Somebody's asking on Instagram. Are they open? Can people go? Is it by appointment?
Yeah, so our stores are open in Europe. They've opened at staggered times. So Italy and Paris were some of the first to open, and then London opened just 2 weeks ago. So there's been like a staggered opening. Of course, we have, depending on each country, it has slightly different measures, but we're following all the local government measures and procedures. So like in Rome, everybody is wearing a mask. You come in, you get given there's sanitizer, there's gloves and a mask if you don't already have your own mask. And of course, each store, depending on the square footage, has very strict numbers of customers who can come in.
I see. Perfect. I before starting with the questions from the members, I would love to ask one, and to whoever is best to respond this. Whenever you design these things, for example, when you design the Peekaboo Bar, how much do you really think about in like, do you want to sell a lot of bags, or you want to provide the client with an experience? Like, how much is, how do you dabble in that decision of like create something beautiful that is worth the picture, or do you guys really have to have the goal of like sell a lot of product through that? Is it a balance? Is it 50-50? I don't know, what can you say about that?
I mean, our job is art and commerce, so I mean, it's always that balance. But we always start creatively, so we always start with the product as the hero. And you know, that's what we want to iconize, that's what we want to share its beauty from. So really we start we start with the product and the creativity. Then we think about the brand and the fun and the what we want to show from it. You know, some things are maybe a little bit more serious, some things are, so it's really about then thinking about the product, the brand, and then of course we work with all the merchants depending on who it is, and we really then get deep then into, you know, we need to show like X amount of straps, or this product, or this leather that needs to be done in this way, or this is great for these clients. So then we really get into the kind of microscopic detail of what we know then is going to help sell it, but it always starts from a creative product point.
Amazing. Okay.
Completely.
Yes. No, it's very, it's just like whenever I look at this, you know, it looks so perfect. It looks so beautiful that you feel like it was just designed to look pretty, you know, but it has a purpose. It has a purpose, and people can see it, and people can actually buy something, people can participate. So that was my question.
To like, I don't know, many of the WindowsWear members as well, I'm sure, like also to all creatives, it's like it always starts off as this, and then of course you have to go through and share with so many teams, and also sometimes you have so many voices about, I mean, actually, oh my god, we went through the curtain, actually became like the biggest. If you can see on the bar, there's like a pale stripe, it's like a pale white and yellow stripe. So one of the icons of Fendi is the pecan, which is normally in brown. It's like a light and dark brown. So on the bar, because we'd done Harrods, which was white, we had one whole very important people, you know, head of this project, actually, in terms of on the merchandising side, absolutely wanted white curtain. Then we had somebody else who wanted the pale yellow curtain instead of bright yellow curtain. Then we had the stripy one, and it was like, you know, anyway, so then at some point you just have to go with what you know, believe and know is right as a creative and make a decision. But there's so many product people to go through. I mean, this is easier because it's one product, and you know, of course, when you go through Windows, you've got men's, women's, accessories, so that's a whole nother but yeah.
Amazing. I will invite everybody to please text us your questions, or if you want to ask yourself, that's okay too. If not, you can text us if you're shy, and I will read them. I have another question. It says from people here. It says some vendors are selling high-end hand sanitizer, stations, masks, etc. Is this something that Fendi is investing money and design effort on, or not so much?
Selling sanitizer like products.
Yes, I believe this was the idea of the question. Yeah, like high-end mask and sanitizer stations and stuff like that.
Not something that we will be doing at the moment, but we do have some really lovely products that is like a little mini baguette bag called a nano, that has been, I mean, I've used that for my sanitizer, it's been really cute. And and there's also another one which is called the Pico that actually has you can put the iPod covers, iPod earphones in it. And so that we are finding that these small little items are really great. Sylvia Fendi also really loves fun and a bit of kind of diversity and fun in product. So it wouldn't surprise me if soon we will maybe do something around that. Like even a mask or something to put your sanitizer in. So she definitely, she really loves the functionality of products and also the fun in them. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see something coming soon.
Amazing.
And Natasha and Marco, you guys did a fantastic job jumping into your work and the Peekaboo Bar. Do you mind just sharing about us, about you as people, as individuals, about your background? We'd just love to get to know you guys as individuals as well as a little bit more.
Marco started here first, so you could go first.
I start. I was not ready for questions. My background, it's 100% from Rome. I'm a Romance, born in Rome, and I grew up in Fendi. I joined the company when I was 21. I was an architecture student, and I started to design with render and doing video for the company. Then the last 12 years that I joined the company, I was able to travel. I've been based in Hong Kong for 1.5 years. And then, of course, because the pop-up and the design of this retail experience became so important for the brand, and we were really one of the main brands that do these projects. I start to travel a lot because I think one of the key of my job, thanks to Natasha and also to my other manager that I have here, it was about to have experience and see the projects that I design. Because when you design experience, you should live this experience. It's not only on paper and on render. And it often happened that I stay in the store and I look at the clients, how they react, where they look at this, how was the traffic. And I think that I'm very lucky that I was able really to travel, to see what we did. So my background is a very deep Fendi background. It was my first job and my only one. But since when I joined to now, I say that every day we do a new work and new things. And today we got even today, this is a new experience for us.
Yeah.
And we got also other news that we cannot share to you now, but you will see it soon. And I'm excited to do it because I think we express our energy through projects. And I'm very passionate, and I'm in love with what we are doing. And thanks also to Natasha to give me the possibility to use our creativity and to use, I think that because the creativity is an exercise, I think we have to test it. And I leave the words to Natasha. But before the question that you mentioned also about the balance, about creativity and sales, imagine that the first Peekaboo Bar, the first was in this palace, okay? We set up here and we show to the merchandising, to the product, to the CEO, to everybody, because we need this feedback, and because it was so important. So we started to sell the project from our so. Please, Natasha.
Oh my God, it's getting dark. This is hilarious. This is like,
I know.
we're like, woo, hi. I studied fashion design and technology. I think I was really always really a bit of a frustrated designer. When I was at art college, I'd always see everybody else's stuff and be like, I actually want to. My final was in millinery, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's beautiful, that's beautiful. Never so fussed about mine. I think I really realized how I love putting things together. And I think that was where, so then I started as a Saturday job in visual merchandising. I worked for Joseph back in the day, who was one of the all-time best visual merchandisers. I used to be with him when the store would change from one season to another, and it would be a really you know, I'd just be like getting products and new things would come out, and but he would bring in some plants, display things differently, change a carpet, and suddenly it was like we'd suddenly gone from sale to like full price and selling a Lyre and Prada and incredible, you know, incredible things. So that was kind of where I really sort of started, you know, I've always loved fashion, and that's really where I started my experience. I then worked for Max Mara, so kind of Italian roots, and that's where I started working on Windows, and then I worked for LV when Marc Jacobs started in London, doing the flagship store there. Had a great experience there for a few years, but I was really based in London. So, I mean, what was fun is it was his first ready-to-wear collection. So there were no guidelines. So we were able to do things as we pleased,
Yeah.
but all the windows and everything came from Paris. And then I did work at Ralph Lauren on the wholesale side. So that really taught me about training, continuity, rollout, research of vintage props. But again, the head office was in America. And then I got the opportunity to work at Burberry. And this was at the time when, you know, there was a lot of check, there was no runway. It wasn't really a very cool brand at that time, but I think for me, the excitement was I can be involved in everything. I can start from the beginning. I can be in the showroom. So I had an amazing time at Burberry. I kind of learned, kind of like Marco here at Fendi. I did everything for at Burberry, but my role, I was there for 15 years, but my role was always like growing and evolving. So it always felt new. And I think that's the thing, wherever you are, as long as you're like growing, doing new projects, got new challenges, you know, like, I don't know, like one of the things that you know, I'd never done pop-ups before, like before coming here. You know, we'd done some experiences and I'd done shows and I'd done other things, but not pop-ups in that way. It was something that was so iconic with Fendi, and I think really the first people to do it. So then I left Burberry because I'd been there for a really long time and felt like I needed to kind of release my check wings and experience something else. And then I came to Fendi. So I've been here for a year and a half, and yeah, it's been, well, if one smaller. Yeah, it still feels like day one. It's a really super exciting journey. We're going through all sorts of different experiences. And also I think here there's a great sense of collaboration with artists. This time last year, as Marco mentioned, the first Peekaboo started in Harrods with Joshua Vides, an artist who Marco had seen on Instagram, and then he ended up doing the Peekaboo Bar with us, and doing Harrods Cafe with us, and now there is a whole collection launching called California Sky, and he worked with Sylvia Fendi on it. So it's exciting as well to kind of push the boundaries of visual merchandising and Windows into the whole company behind us. So I think that's
amazing. Thanks for
sharing.
Yeah,
I love it. And thank you so much for sharing about your background. And obviously it's very enlightening for us to hear about, you know, not only the projects that you're doing, but also your background. And, you know, someone on Instagram here, Marco, is asking how old you are. I don't think that you've been there long if you've been working there since you were 21 years old. And Natasha, when we started WindowsWear 8 years ago, Stephen Keefe at Burberry told us about you, and we've known about you and your talent and your creativity for many years. So we're excited to be showcasing you here as well.
Oh, yeah, no, Stephen's fantastic. He was in the team at Burberry, and so, but it's so great to be here and to be able to connect with you guys like this.
Thank you. I know it's getting dark. And you're probably gonna get getting kicked off of that bench, but we have
we are actually.
we have one last question if you have time.
Yeah.
It says, what do you think the future of Fendi's pop-up and immersive experiences will look like in the future? Are design elements going to change to accommodate these social distancing measures?
Yes, absolutely. I think things will change. I think customers' experiences, the way we all are going to want to shop, is absolutely going to change from safety and safer environments to more special environments. I think also when you step out of your house now, we really want to be able to offer you something special. You know, you can shop online, you can do all of this, but also we want to be able to give you an experience when you come into the store and the pop-up. So I think you know, that's actually why I was so happy that we had the Peekaboo Bar at this time. So you come out and you can see something different. So lots more different things will be coming, hopefully, to surprise and delight you all.
Amazing. Marco, anything else that you want to add before we end this?
Sure. I think I agree with Natasha, and I think the things that we will add is the digital, is the technology, and to mix this experience between the store and your house, to use new way to live it. And of course, nothing will substitute the experience and the smell of the store and this exciting, no, to go inside. But I feel that we must improve the experience from home, from your laptop, from your mobile. So this is our new challenge, I think.
That's amazing and very, very well said. That's amazing. Well, in the name of all the WindowsWear members, we cannot thank you enough for this. You guys have given us the best view that we have today, this week probably. And I can't wait to be there at some point next year. I'm gonna be claiming my invitation, Natasha, as you say.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Both of you come
Perfect.
here and keep safe, everyone. And I know that you will all be getting back to opening up and our new ways. So we can't wait to see you.
Yes, thank you so much, and see you guys very soon. Thank you for your time.
Thank
Bye.
you. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.